Well, I grew up in West Virginia. I was born and raised in Fairmont. Grew up in Granttown, West Virginia, which is right outside of Reedsville. My father was a coal miner, and he was killed in the coal mines when I was 12 years old. So I had five brothers, including me, and two sisters. So it was seven of us. And that was a pretty traumatic time at the time to lose your father at that age. I guess I really didn't quite understand it all back then the way I look back and see it now. But my mother was a remarkable woman. She came from North Carolina, around Charlotte, North Carolina. And I could just imagine what it was like to wake up one night and find out that your husband is gone and you have seven children to raise yourself. But she was an amazing, amazing woman. Just could sing, could sew, could cook. I hung around in the kitchen with her a lot to get the cake pans and the cake bowls. But yeah, and out of the seven kids, I was the third to the oldest. Had an older brother and an older sister. And I just always wanted to go to college. Not that anything was wrong with being a coal miner, but I think the traumatic loss of a father said, I really don't want to be a coal miner. I want to be something else. I came to Fairmont State. It was a college at the time instead of the university, and it was pretty exciting coming from high school and going straight to college. I didn't really have a whole lot of role models in terms of those who had gone to college before me, but it was just something that I knew I wanted to do, and buckled down because I didn't have really a major scholarship to be able to go to college. I had to get a job, so I started working at UPS. I would go to work I needed the money to be able to go to school, so I would go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning, unload trucks, then get off at 8:30 and come to school at Fairmont State. It took me 5 years doing that to be able to graduate. I remember that I didn't even own an automobile. I ended up hitchhiking through the Barracksville way of catching a ride to come to school until I was able really to save up enough money to get a car. I actually came thinking that maybe I could play a little basketball. I got the chance. I said, well, JoJo Retton was from Granttown, and I came here to play basketball. And I think after about the first year of trying out, I really was able to make the team as kind of like the scrimmage guy. Had a lot of fun with that, with some of the guys that I remember now, colleagues that we still keep in touch. A guy by the name of Bill Day. We were like the practice guys and keeping the first team on their toes. I realized I wasn't going to be a Calvin Murphy or an Isaiah Thomas. So I better try to get an education, and I did. And I kind of left basketball after the first year and focused on school and studying. And I was the first African-American student to be student body president of Fairmont State in the history of the school. It's kind of like a family here at Fairmont State. It's big enough that you can get a great education, but small enough that you don't get lost and overwhelmed by the experience of going to college.